Welcome to today's video where we're going to take you through a few battle rounds of a turn. So we're going to try and do as many different abilities and things that can happen in a turn, just so you see what it's like to physically see them played out on a board in a game. So for this one, we've got me with the Skaven.
Yeah, your typical army.
I'll be checking the book a lot.
And me with the Stormcast. We've picked these two. The Saventide box is a great place to start because you get two spearheads. You get these two spearheads.
In this game, we've already done the roll-off.
We've already deployed.
And we were deployed. We are ready to go with the very first battle round.
Importantly about the deployment, me and Duncan have done something very common. We've made sure that units have started on the two objectives. So we currently own those two objectives. This is the only time it works that way.
After now, it just works at the end of the turn where they are claimed and controlled.
Whoever deployed on it, basically.
So you begin your turn by getting your twist card. So we are in
Gairan.
So we have the green ones, and this twist is called Alariel's Blessing. The underdog can pick one of the effects below. If there is no underdog, we roll off. Now, as it's the first battle round, there is no underdog. Underdog means whoever's losing in the game. If you're tied, there's still no underdog.
Yep.
So we need to roll off to see who gets the benefit of this. As I've got the higher roll, I get the benefit. If we'd have tied, we'd have rolled again.
Yep.
So I get the choice of Shield of Thorns, pick a friendly unit on the battlefield. That unit has a 6-up ward this battle round. If it already has a ward, then add one to its ward roll. Or Reign of Jade, I can pick up to 3 friendly units on the battlefield, heal D3 each of those units. As nothing is injured, right at the start, I will give a unit a 6-up ward, and I will give it to this unit of Clan Rats because I think they're probably most likely to get in combat.
Probably.
That happens for the whole of this battle round, so Robin's turn and my turn, and then after that we get a new twist card. So now we pick up 3 cards each. This is how we score our points. You can also use the abilities on the cards, but then if you do not get to score your points.
Yeah, obviously depending on the cards. So I've got some quite easy cards now, so there's no reason for me to do the abilities on them, although I could.
I have some not so good cards.
Starting off the same as every phase, we start with hero phase. In your book, these will be your yellow abilities, typically held by your hero or general. I have one. I have the Shield of Azir. I can give a unit a 5+ ward for this battle round. As they are likely to be in combat, I am going to give it to the prosecutors over there. I also have one, the Cleansing Fires. I have to pick a visible enemy unit within 12. Now, here's an important thing about round 1. Both of you have to be 6 inches away from the middle of the battlefield. Most spells have a 12-inch range. If you are in range,
you've cheated.
On the first battle round, you have cheated, or your opponent has.
Yeah, you've accidentally set him up a bit closer than they should have been, so there shouldn't be any way you can do a 12-inch range spell on the first.
I'm not even going to measure, because I know I'm out of range for that, and if I'm not, one of us has done something wrong. My hero also has another ability. It allows me to pick an objective I do not control, and then I get +1 to hits on that objective. So I am going to pick the middle one.
That makes a lot of sense. What you'd normally do there is if he's finished all of his hero phase abilities, he would check to see if there's anything I wanted to do. Some armies can do things in their opponent's ones, or there's certain cards you might want to play. I don't have any, so it's back to Robin for his movement.
Cool. Movement. I'm going to move my prosecutors here. They're going to move their 12, because we want to fight some Clan Rats.
So the reason Robin's been able to do the movement that he has there is because their big wings show that they have flying.
Yes.
So they were able just to fly straight over that wall. If it had been another unit, they'd have had to have gone round, which would have greatly reduced how far they could have gone.
Yes. Now I have my Liberators. My Liberators can move a whopping 5 inches, which will get me to pretty much the centre of the board. But I'm going to be a bit sneaky. I want to make sure that Duncan has a harder charge later on. So I'm going to move them about 3 inches, just so I've got a couple models touching it, so that I've taken the objective at the end of the turn, and then on Duncan's turn, he's got a charge on, and it's hard for him to get me. I'm also going to run the Lord Veritant, so my priest here. So she adds an extra 2 onto her movement, meaning that she can move up to 7 this turn. Again, I don't necessarily have to move the 7. She's going to move 4 to get the back of her base past there. And then she's going to move another 3, just so she is also touching the objective. One important thing to note, she has a Griff token. The token is there to help you remember things, but it isn't actually a physical model, so it doesn't matter for charging, doesn't matter for combat, doesn't matter for anything like that. And then lastly, the Lord Vigilant. He is just going to move up, and he is going to go. So he can technically go right up to the clan rats, but as we know, that's breaking the rules. He is going to go just outside of 3, ready for the charge phase.
So that's kind of quite a good standard move to be outside of 3. So unless Robin rolls double ones, which Robin's dice I wouldn't put past him, he will be into that combat.
As in the previous phase, the hero phase, I've done all of my movement abilities. So I'm now going to ask Duncan if he's got any to do himself.
Nothing for me.
Brilliant.
If only I was the other Skaven one, I'd be running around.
He'd be running around. We're going to go with shooting now. I've got the 3 prosecutors. They have a 10-inch range. You measure from each individual model. All 3 of them are within 10 of those clan rats there. So I'm going to shoot them. So 1 attack each, 3s and 3s. Ooh, nothing. To be fair, that's probably a bit of a silly move because he could have potentially have moved a few clan rats, making my charge harder.
True, yep.
It's always worth thinking, is it worth doing that 1 damage if it makes your 3 charge into a 4 or a 4 into a 5?
Yep.
That's it for my shooting. Is there anything you would like to do?
Nothing from me.
Charge phase then. So, I can charge all of my army other than the Lord Veritant, because she has ram. Unless your character has an ability that states they can run and charge, they cannot charge. So we're going to go with the prosecutors first. They do have a charge phase ability. They get 3d6 charge. Ooh. So they have rolled a mighty 8. They're just going to go straight into the clan rats. Now, I was hoping for like a 12 plus. So I could have gone there, potentially tagging the engineer. But unfortunately, well, an 8's a pretty good roll. I'm just going to go in. And I'm importantly going to make sure that at the very least all of my models are on the objective. And then the Lord Vigilant. We know he's outside 3. So I know basically I need anything but double ones.
That's not double ones.
It's not double ones. So he's in. And again, he's just going to go straight in. And that is it for my charge phase.
You're going to offer it to me, Robin?
I am going to offer it to you.
Because I have cut off the head, which I don't think I'm going to do. So instead, I'm going to use the ability on the card for a counter charge. So I choose one of my units not in combat, and I get to roll, because I might still fail this charge, unfortunately, but I get to roll a charge for it. So I'm going to roll for my Claw Lord. 9. I'm probably going this way into these, because I don't really want that fight there. Oh. So if he moves 7 of them in a straight line there, and then he just moves a little bit around there, so that's under my 9. So he is now within half an inch of that unit, so he successfully did his charge. Unfortunately, I will not be able to score this point, so I will be points down possibly, but probably one of the better abilities to use, that one.
So now maybe you're thinking, oh, wow, maybe I want to get my Liberators in now to sort of help that big fight.
Because the distance is now shorter as well.
Yeah, it would be a big charge, but the important thing to remember is I have given up my turn now and passed it to Duncan. So even though they technically could charge, I have given up the right to now let them combat them. I'm going to use my once per battle any combat phase, and I am going to give Lord Vigilant strike first, which means he basically gets to go before anything else. An easy way to remember that is combat is broken down into 3 activation groups. Everything that has strike first, everything that has normal priority, and then everything that has strike last. He will get to go first. I will get to make my piling move. I don't want to be anywhere near that general because I don't want him to kind of tag me later, so I'm going to run away slightly, making sure I stay on the objective, but I'm nice and far away from that general.
And also it makes me have to pile in my clan rats a bit more to you, so that they all attack.
Yeah.
I might pile them off the objective potentially to do it.
Potentially I'm moving outside of 3 of some of his models.
Yep.
My Lord Vigilant, he will attack 5 attacks. As he's a Stormcast model, it's 3s and 3s. Not bad.
Ooh.
So that is 3 at 2 rend.
So because it's 2 rend, they've just got a 5-up save to go straight through that, and they don't have a ward. They're the only ones that in combat for me that don't, which means that you did
2 damage each, so 6 damage.
Ooh. So that is just 6 clan rats straight up dead.
So Duncan's ideally moving the ones that wouldn't have got to attack back potentially.
I mean, I could have gone the other way and taken the ones so we finished out of combat, but I decided that I do want to try and hit back potentially.
Well,
if I'm still alive.
I do now get his Griffstalker's Beaks and Talons. I get 3 attacks, 4s and 3s. This is a companion attack, so I wouldn't get any buffs on it.
Ooh. This is not looking good.
If you're alive, Duncan.
Yeah.
3s.
Yeah.
So that is 2 at 1 rend.
So I do get a save of this, but I will be needing 6s, which I got 1 of.
Ooh, 2 damage.
So you've killed another 2. So I'd have failed that. You'd have been wiped the whole unit out.
Typically now, Duncan will get to activate. As I'm strike first, it's meant he has activated before all the normal priorities. I now get to activate my prosecutors. Essentially, it allows me to go twice in a row, unless Duncan had strike first himself.
Or an ability to give you strike last to take that off you and neutralise it.
So the prosecutors will go. They get 3 attacks each. I'm going to put them all into the clan rats. So this will be 3s and 3s again. Ooh.
I think of this unit as the ones that don't do much. Maybe I should reverse that. Ooh.
So that is 7 at 1 rend.
So they do get a save. So I will be needing 6s. So I get 2 6s. Now this is the unit, due to the twist, I have got the ward of a 6. Damage.
Damage 1.
So I get the same number of dice. And again, I'm looking for 6s. 1 this time. So you have killed 4 of them. Finally, the rats actually get to do some attacking. So as you've gone with both your units, it does not matter the order. If I'd have had a chance last time, obviously I would have gone here. But I'm going to go with the 2 there. So 4s and 5s.
Ooh.
So they did 1. Doesn't have any rend.
Saving on a 3. And I save.
So those 2 clan rats did no damage. I've got 6 here with 2 attacks each. So 4s.
Not a bad roll.
But now it's the 5 roll. And 5s. So 2. Again, it's no rend.
So 3s for my save.
Ooh. 6s we save, you'll still be fine. My last attack, this is the one I'm actually got some expectation for doing a bit of damage on, I hope. So he gets 2 lots of attacks, a bit like Robin's first one. 3s and 4s. Ooh. Ooh. So 2. It is 1 rend.
So 4s. So make 1, take 1.
And it is 2 damage.
Oh, I didn't make my ward roll. The prosecutors have 2 health. So that means 1 dies completely. Now, again, previously, I could maybe remove that one and hope Duncan potentially does enough to kill that out. But I actually want to keep his general in combat. So I'm going to remove that prosecutor.
My second attack now, again, as this time it is 4s and then 3s. Ooh. And 3s. Apparently, when we're doing descriptive videos, we roll really well. So that is 2. This is 1 rend again.
So 4s.
So you save both of those. So unfortunately, no damage from that one.
Everything is 4.
So we move on to any end of turn abilities.
I do not have any end of turn abilities.
I do. I have rats.
You have rats.
So I get to do this with both of the units, which is nice. So at the end of the turn, I get to roll a dice, and on a d3, I get to return that number of slain models. I'm going to go for the nearly dead unit here. Ooh. So I got 3 of them back. Importantly, I've got to put them with the ones that were already alive within half an inch of those.
And you cannot enter any new combats.
So the other unit, the one that was slightly more alive. Oh.
All my hard work.
Well, now you know what it feels like. So they just pop themselves all there.
All end phase abilities have been played. We now move on to scoring. So it's my turn. So we do my scoring now. So you work out your objectives.
So
I previously owned these 2 from the start. So I have 1 for 1 point, 2 for 2. I have taken the middle one because I had no contesting at all. Duncan has no models there. So I have some. So it belongs to me. So I've got 3. So I've already got the maximum I can take for objectives. Now you try and work out, have I taken the objectives from Duncan? I have a control score of 2 with my hero.
So I have 1 each for each clan rat. So I have 5. So I keep control of that one that I had previously.
I have got 2 control score there because 1 per prosecutor.
And I have 11 due to 9 rats and my hero having a 2.
So I do not take either of those objectives from Duncan.
So now moving on to any cards you've scored.
Luckily, as I said, I got quite lucky with my cards. I had to take that centre objective, which is a very nice one to have on turn 1. It's very easy to get.
Although that ability is quite a good ability against a good shooting army.
Yes. And I have Do Not Waver, which requires me to have at least 1 unit fight and none of my units be slain, which none of them did because I managed to save really well. And unfortunately, we'll show you, but technically in the game you would not normally, I also had the Behemoth dial.
Ooh.
Which is why I went really hard with my general.
Yeah.
And I almost took it.
Yep. You managed to score 5 points because there were no points for the twist.
Yes.
So now it's my turn. Obviously, we don't draw any new cards or anything. We keep on the cards that we've got. We get them at the new battle round. For my hero phase, my Grey Seer has some magic. So I'm going to pick an enemy unit within 13. I would really like to get out of this combat here. So I am going to pick those prosecutors. And I will need a 6 with 2 dice, which I don't get. His spell does not go off. So he's got another ability that I do need to roll for. So on a 3-up, I'm going to give the unit of clan rats there pluses to their control score. Yes, so they get +3. I'm just going to put a dice with that to help me remember they've got +3 to their control score.
Always useful to have a bunch of dice with different colours.
And you'll still look at it and go confused and go, well, what did I put that there for? But eventually you'll work it out. So that is all of my hero phase things.
Believe it or not, Duncan, I have something to do.
Yeah, I thought you might.
I am going to use the, because it says any hero phase.
Yep.
I am going to use the ability on the Behemoth dial card. I'm going to use the Scroll of the Arcane Bowl. I'm going to do it on the unit of clan rats in front of me. For the people out there who have been playing Age of Sigmar for a few years now, will remember that used to be the generic wizard spell.
That and Mystic Shield.
Mystic Shield. So it's a little confusing on the card. So I roll 1 dice first, and I need on a 2-up, which the way I'm rolling. Now I get to make a D3 roll. Of course.
So he still goes through, but he only does 1 mortal damage. They're the ones that don't have a ward because it's mortal damage. You go straight through, so just 1 more rat is dead. Now moving on to my movement. I've got a few things to do here. Now, one of the things I did when we did our deployment is I set this unit up in reserve. So I now am going to bring these in. They have to be brought within one of the 4 corners, and they do have to be 9 away from any enemy unit. Now, I'm really hoping that I've got space to put them here. I think it's going to be a little tight, because I've got to get all 3 of their bases there and still remain 9 away. So I've managed to get them just 9 away from Robin there. I still get to do my normal movement. Now, one of the abilities I gave to my rats was the ability to retreat and not take any mortal damage. I am going to retreat with this unit of clan rats here. So they just get to do their normal movement, which is 6. And we just want to keep hold of this objective.
That's a very clever move there, Duncan. Because there was no way you were winning that combat.
There was not.
So that you have managed to maintain that objective.
Unless he had the counter charge, but luckily I know he's used off all his cards, so he can't do anything about that for this turn. I'm going to leave all those in combat there. I'm hoping to kill them by the end of the turn. And these I don't really want in combat for their abilities and things, so I'm just going to nudge them forward to help me control there. And that is my movement. Anything from you?
No, I do not have anything to do in your movement phase.
So I'm onto my shooting. So I'm going to start with my Claw Lord. He does have shooting combat, so he can shoot even though he is in that combat. So he's got to shoot the unit he's in combat with. So he gets d6 attacks, so I will be rolling 5 dice with the attacks. I hit on 3s. I wound on 3s. Ooh, I got 3 through. They are 1 rend.
So I'm saving on 4s. So I have saved 1 and took 2.
And it is only 1 damage.
I do have my 5 up board. I saved 1. So as we mentioned earlier, he has 2 health. He's taken 1. So I'm just going to put a little dice next to him to help me track it.
Because I really want them dead. My engineer's going to shoot them as well. And she has a 24-inch range, so they're well inside the range. So he is hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. So that is 1. It is 2 rend.
So I am saving on a 5.
Oh, not this
Did
time.
not save.
It is d3 damage. So I roll a dice. So that is 2 damage, which he does get his wards for.
And I save 1.
Another 1 dead. My last unit to shoot are my rat ogres. So I managed to put them 9 away, and their range is 10. Only one of them actually has a range weapon, which is this one. And I cleverly put him closest so he is able to shoot. That was not an accident. So he gets 2d6 attacks. So this could be 12, this could be 2. It's pretty much exactly in the middle.
Your average.
So I get 6 attacks, and this is 2s and 4s. And a few 1s.
It's unfortunate.
I'm rolling 4s now. Ooh, so just the 1 got through. It is 2 rend though.
Saving on a 5. They do not save.
Only 1 damage.
So again, they have 2 health like the prosecutors. So I'm going to put the handy dice there to know that one of them has taken 1 damage.
That is all of my shooting to do. Anything from you?
No.
So we move on to charging. So I'm going to try and charge with those rat ogres. Like we know, it is a 9. Whoa, so I've got 12. So I've got a decision. Do I want to tag this hero here? Do I want to set them up just away? Do I want to make sure I'm all on the objective so Robin can't get back onto it?
Remember, my token doesn't count.
Yep.
The useful thing is to put a 3-inch sort of there so your opponent knows. Some players will try and be crafty and not remind you about individual heroes sat in the middle. Let's try and all be genuine in games.
And I think when someone does a charge and you go, do you mean to tag him?
Yeah.
And you go, yes or no, you kind of go, yeah, fair enough, and we'll kind of maneuver it around. Just maybe be conscious of it so the question doesn't need to be asked if I clearly... So I've decided I don't really want to be in combat with him because I know he can do a bit of damage. So I'm kind of going to put them like that, which means I've stayed out of the 3 anyway. It's quite clear. I'm not doing any other charges.
I cannot do anything, unfortunately.
So we go straight on to combat. The Rat Ogres have an ability where I'm actually probably going to do damage to myself. So I'm going to inflict D3 damage. And it's a 3. They don't have a ward. They have taken 3 there. However, doing that means that I get to add 1 to the attack characteristic of their melee weapons this phase. That is a once per battle ability, so I cannot do it again. And unfortunately, I took the 3 damage, which was not what I was aiming for. Any combat abilities you have?
Nope.
So I will go with the Rat Ogres first, so that hopefully you don't kill any of them, and I can do a bit of damage. Currently, only these 2 are in range to attack, so I am going to just pile in very slightly here, just to make sure now all 3 are within 3 inches. So they get 5 attacks each. I'm becoming a Skaven player after this game.
They're heavy hitters.
I would normally get 5 attacks each, would be 15 dice. Because I did my ability and armed myself, I'm getting an extra 3 dice, so I'm getting 18 dice at 4s and 3s. That was just over average.
Yeah.
That's 10 out of 18, so yeah, better. And now 3s.
That was well under
And
average.
I think that was well under. So I got 4 through in the end. They are 1 rend.
So 4s for me on the Liberators.
They are 2 damage.
Yep. So obviously I've got 1 damage already, but 2 damage units. Importantly, I need to look at what models I'm removing because they have different weaponry. So I do not want to remove that person there because he has the better attack. So we're going to remove that one instead.
Okay.
And obviously the wound sticks around.
My first one, so now we're on to Robin.
Obviously I can activate the Liberators or I can activate the Prosecutor, but there's no point activating the Liberators because they're not going to receive any more damage this combat phase, whereas the Prosecutor is likely to die against Duncan's hero. So we're going to fight back with the Prosecutor.
Where you going, Robin?
You're
going to go for the clan rats and probably do damage that they will just heal back, or you're going to attack my hero and make him better in combat.
I know there's no way for me, from like 1 Prosecutor, to take the objective, so I might as well try and do some damage on the hero and soften him up a little bit, potentially for my hero to go and finish next round. And what I will do is I'm going to move my Prosecutor around a little bit to mean that Duncan might not get all of his clan rats in.
So the reason he was able to do that is he activated on the hero, so he moved away from them, but it doesn't matter because he still stayed within 3 because he couldn't leave that 3, but he's still the same distance away from the hero.
Yes. So 3s and 3s on the hero. One at 1 rend.
So he is normally on a 4, so he'll be on a 5, which he doesn't do. I did give him a 5-up ward, 1 damage.
Yep.
So I need a 5 or a 6. Ooh, he takes it. That does make him slightly better in combat.
It does.
He will go now. He's got a passive where if he's taken any damage, I get to add 3 to his attack characteristic, which is crazy. I only get that on his weapon, not the companion attack, but it does mean I get 8 dice with that.
How do you know that you don't get it on the companion attack, Duncan?
Because you don't get any positive abilities on companion attacks, but you are affected by negative ones.
Unless
it says so otherwise.
It says so otherwise.
And it doesn't in that one, so I know that I don't get the bonus for them. That would be crazy if I did. So I am 3s.
Good thing you can't roll.
4s. No, I can't. So he did nothing on that bonus attack. So let's hope the beast does do something. 4s. 3s. 1. It is 1 rend.
And I saved it.
Oh, clan rats, come to my rescue. So it is back to Robin.
I'm going to activate the Liberators. I'm going to go all into the clan rats, the rat ogres, and I'm just going to make sure that all of my guys are within 3. And I'm also going to try and potentially shield my hero. So my Liberators have 2 melee weapons. They've got their Warhammers, which is the normal one, and they've got their Grand Hammer. If you read underneath, similar to Duncan's Rat Ogres, only 1 model has got the Grand Hammer. There's a couple of different ways you can do this. The easiest way to do it is to just roll the Grand Hammer first, which is what I'll do. So he gets 2 attacks, 3s and 3s.
Just before you attack, Robin, so I will play this card, mostly because I'm not going to be able to score it, and I'm going to give that unit a 5-up ward for this attack.
3s and 3s with the Grand Hammer. 1. And 3s for the wound. So 1 at 1 rend.
I'm saving on a 5 normally, so it'll be a 6. Good job, I gave it that ward.
Damage characteristic is 2.
2. So I'm looking for 5s. Ooh, so I saved 1. So I'm putting that up to a 4.
Lastly, the other 4 units go who just have Warhammers. Again, the 2 attacks each, 3s and 3s. But importantly there, I've rolled 2 6s, and this unit has crit mortals.
Ooh, good job I didn't give him the ward.
So I no longer have to roll wound rolls for those, and Duncan cannot make an armor save against them. The remaining 3. So that is 2 at 1 rend.
So I am saving on a 6. No. So along with the mortals, I need to do 4 wards. So 5s. Ooh. So I saved 1, but another 3 went over. Now because their health is 4, so that is now up to a 3, and 1 of them is dead. Now because I want to stay on that objective to take it, so I will take this one out.
Yep. Still staying in combat.
Clan Rats to the rescue.
Clan Rats
now,
to the
because
rescue.
I really want him dead, I am piling, and I know I can keep hold of that objective. I'm piling as many of them in as I can. So I'm still out with the back one there, him, but all the rest are in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is not a good day when you're relying on Clan Rats to do your killing.
They can occasionally do a little bit of poke damage.
Well, we'll find out now, won't we? 4s.
Not when they're all like that, though.
Not when they're all like that. I mean, it was probably about average. It was exactly average. And 4s. And 5s even. So that is 2.
Ooh.
So no saves for you, please. No rend.
So saving on a 3. Oh, I take 1.
You've still got your ward.
Still got my 5-up ward. I do take, I don't save.
Everything has now fought. We go to any end of turn abilities. Now, as you know, I'm bringing back some rats.
Bringing back some rats.
So the unit here, I'm getting 3 back.
Should bring plenty of rats back.
I've got to make sure that I don't put them in combat with Robin here. So I am just going to put them at the back there. And then the other unit. Okay, just the one this time. So he is just going there. Have you got any end of turn abilities?
I do not.
On to scoring. If we look at the board, so I've kept this one because you've got nothing contesting it, and I've got plenty of control score there. So I've got control 1. This one here, I've still got my boost. So along with all the clan rats I've got on there, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then plus the 3. So I've got 8.
I've got 2.
So I keep hold of that one there. So I've got control 2, control 1, control 2. Obviously, you've kept this one because you've got a model there. You've kept that one because you had it before and nothing's on it. But I did manage to take this one from you. So I've got control 1, control 2, control more. So I've got 3 points. For cards, I used 2 of the abilities. But I did score Do Not Waver, which was the main reason I had to run away with those rats. So I scored 4 points, which means that going into the next turn, I would be the underdog. We now go to our roll-off. Now, as Robin has won it, he gets the choice to keep the turns as it is and carry on with his turn, or to give me the turn. Not a typical move, but you can do it.
The only other thing to note, if we had drawn that roll then, you do not re-roll. It sticks with whoever had the previous first turn. Now, that doesn't mean they have to have the first turn. It just means they get the decision.
And then if I'd have won the roll-off, I'd have had the choice to keep it with Robin in the same pattern or take the double turn. However, doing that would mean I would not get any new cards. So I'm automatically taking 3 points away from myself. So it only makes sense to do that if I'm really going to get a good advantage by killing a lot of things or taking all the objectives.
Can be a very powerful thing to do, but not always. Sometimes you've got to be very careful with that one.
So Robin has won it, and he is going to...
I am going to give you the turn, because everything on your side is pretty much locked in combat.
Okay.
I don't think you're going to be able to do any tactics.
Okay. We get a new twist. Now, as the score is 5-4 to Robin, I am the underdog. So if this says to roll off, we don't need to. It just goes straight to me. So this one is Life Spring. So the underdog picks one objective on the battlefield. That objective becomes a life spring for the battle round. Each player scores one extra victory point at the end of their turn if they control it. In addition, at the end of each turn in this battle round, after each victory point has been scored, heal one each unit contesting it. So I really want to put it on one that I feel like I'm going to keep control of and maybe do a bit of healing. So I may put it there to try and heal them. But then you might take it for the extra point. So I'm going to leave it here as a good safe one to score me the extra point as I am losing by one. And now we get new cards. Now, if I had any in my hand, I could decide to keep them, or I could just decide to discard them. Neither of us have got any, so we just get 3 fresh cards.
And basically, that's battle round 1. Every battle round works exactly the same, all the way up to the very last one. And then just at the end, you just work out who has got the most points. Whoever has the most points wins.
Yep. Simple as that. Doesn't matter if all your army's dead. If you've got the most points, you win the game.
Hopefully, this video has helped you to potentially play along and understand a battle round. If you can do a battle round, you can do a game.
You'll always find things that you're not quite sure about, and you read the card or you read it in the book and it doesn't quite make sense. So do drop any comments, any questions, and we'll get back to you and try and help you, maybe with a video showing you how we play it or what to do. And we've talked a little bit about tactics in this one, but we are doing more videos talking about tactical play and how to best play your army and win your games.
Oh, I didn't make my ward roll.
Robin, that's going to be really weird when I edit that.
You'll figure it out. Fix it in post.
Cheers. Yeah, cheers. So